Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here and welcome to a brand new season with Bath City in this lower league management playthrough. In Football Manager 2015, you can see my signings here. I will go through them, and to be honest, reflecting on the first season, it has gone as planned. We got promoted. It was a successful season. We were only expected to come mid-table, but we managed to do it, and as I've always said in this save, the one I did last year in FM14, that was like a prelude to this. And I really wanted this to be really successful. And it's gone, yeah, the way you'd want it. But to be honest, getting promoted first season. And who knows, maybe we could do the impossible and get promoted 2 seasons in a row. It'll be very hard, but I'm really happy with my signings. It's hard. I've got to, compare myself to other teams. But the way we finished last season, a lot of positives. But yes, I'll go through the few players I let go. A few of them you knew about already. I said I was going to, like Chris Allen. He went on a free transfer. Then he went on to join Weymouth. It's a team, they aren't even in the Vanarama South or Vanarama North. They're Southern Premier, so I'm not sure how low that is. But yes, he's moved lower than he was playing last season, so he's definitely not good enough, I feel. Jonathan Hunt, he's 43, just too old now. It's getting too slow, won't be an impact. Even though I still think he's declining a bit technically. He's still okay technically for this league, but yeah, every attribute he was just declining. Getting a bit older now. He was useful for us, scored a couple, assisted as well. And also Chas Hemmings. We'll explain why I let him go in a second. Basically, you saw I got a lot of loan signings in. I got a few strikers in, and yeah, he just wouldn't make it, to be honest. And I don't think he's good enough for this level. Especially, like technically, he's not good enough. No attributes above 10. Finishing is 9, that's okay. But everything else, compared to my other strikers, you can see here. You can see where he's listed now, and you can see my other players. Yeah, he's just not up to scratch for mine. And other guys who I do have are more younger. Again, I'll go through those. But anyway, those are the players I let go. Only 3. I brought in quite a few of loan signings, and I've got them by the date I signed the players, so you can kind of get the idea, the idea in my head, where I was signing these players, or when I was signing these players, which kind of players. So, I went with a different strategy this year. Again, compared to FM15, or FM14, sorry. In FM15, this year, of course, I've gone with a lot of my signings. Not every single one, of course, but guys who used to play for a Premier League team. Like guys who I signed last year. Like Jordan Sherman, who I had on loan from Swansea as a youth player. Now I've gone to actually sign those guys. A couple on loan, of course. But yeah, that's what I've gone. Instead of getting regens, as I did in FM14, I wanted to get high potential regens. But here I'm getting maybe guys are high potential, but they can perform right away. They're on like a Premier League team's book, so yeah, they could be okay. But anyway, our first signing on loan from Swansea. Again, we have a player on loan from Swansea. This is Adnan Maric. He's from Sweden. He's part of the under-21 setup, and he's only 18, and he's part of that setup. So that's really, really good for him. He's improving nicely so far with us. That's very nice. And he can play centre midfield, but also he can play centre back if needed. And at the point I signed him, that was before I signed other centre backs. So I felt, looking at that, he could be a useful player for us. Obviously poor physically, but mentally, he's pretty good for a younger guy. And of course, as I said, technically his tackling's 11, so he could definitely come in that position. And he's decent creatively. So, yeah, 2 positions, he can play pretty strong. And if you go reports, he's got potential to be a good Sky Bet League 1 player. Of course, we haven't signed him permanently, so that shouldn't matter. But it will mean he'll keep progressing throughout the season. I feel it'll be important for us. And again, look at his rating. He's got like 3-star rating for a centre midfielder. So one of our better than Aylesbury. So that's really, really good. Next up, we are moving on to Dan Hart from Weymouth on a free transfer. It's interesting. It's interesting that, what's his name? Chris Allen moved to them, and we signed Dan Hart. That's on a free transfer as well. A great potential player. And there's something, I'm not sure if maybe you remember this guy. He used to be in the youth team a Plymouth youth player. And because I was researching it myself, and I was researching, it said 15-year-old Dan Hart from Plymouth was gathering interest from Arsenal and other Premier League clubs when he was 15. So how old is he now? So yeah, 6 years ago, He was, obviously touted as a high potential guy, but obviously it just didn't go through. I wouldn't be surprised if he moved. If he moved to one of those bigger teams, I reckon he would have at least become a better player, because obviously better coaches, better facilities and all that. And it's interesting. During that time, look at that. During that period, when he was maybe 15 or 16, when there was interest for him, he left. And then he wasn't at a club for a couple seasons. So I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if he just stopped playing or completely. If anyone knows, because, he was touted to sign for someone like Arsenal, but never did. So, leave your thoughts on him. 21, he's still got the potential. Look at that. It's like 5-star, well, it's 4-star gold, and then that black star for the 5th. So he can definitely develop a lot. I think it said he had potential to be a League 2 player or something like that when I actually scouted him. But looks good, can play in multiple positions. So, it looks like he can be a great player. Again, another guy who can be good creatively and good defending. Look, he's got like 11 tackling and 11 passing. So, it's a good mix of both. And mentals are pretty strong for a 21-year-old. But anyway, leave your thoughts on what I said. If you remember him, if you're a Plymouth fan or just a fan of watching the English leagues in general, the lower leagues. Or if you remember, he was touted by Arsenal. So, we'll see how that goes. Or what are your thoughts on it? But anyway, next up we signed a centre-back, Curtis Da Costa from Swindon on loan. Well, not on loan, sorry. His contract was running out. Signed as a young centre-back. Probably, one of those guys that may struggle to be good enough. But again, you look at his potential. And again, it doesn't say it. But again, it was one of those players that said he has good potential to be a good League 2 or something like that, if I remember correctly. Good height, good weight as well. Pretty strong player. So if we need him to come in, he will, and hopefully will continue to develop through game time. Next up, Chris McPhee, one of our more experienced signings before, you only think I only sign young players or whatever, but the young players are good enough, in my view. Chris McPhee, 32 years of age. I was looking for a versatile player, and he had someone to play in that false 9 position. He's got the relative attributes, I believe. He's got 10 passing, 10 technique. Then he's got the vision. Just for example, if I go to striker here, attacking roles, false 9, support. You've got 8 finishing, that's okay. Dribbling's the only poor one, I suppose, and first touch. But like I've said previously, you get that at this level. You can't expect to have great attributes everywhere. But then he's got off the ball, these batch of mental ones here that are above 11, 11 or higher. You got off the ball, teamwork, vision. Also, work rate is probably still important, and he's a leader on the pitch as well. I feel we need a few of those, and he's actually came in and becoming the vice captain because we don't have many of those leaders in the team, that higher attributes. But we also have another guy who could play in that position, and he goes by the name of Dan Demkiv. He is an ex-Southampton youth player. Well, he started there, I think, because then he went on loan to Hayes and Yedding, and yes, we were able to pick him up when he ended his contract. We pushed for a lot and I had to give him a big contract because he wanted 1K and something, so it was a lot, and I was able to lower it a little bit, give him some bonuses, all of that. But anyway, as I said, he can be excellent for us. Southampton, their youth players become really, really good. Of course, not every single player, but he may have decent potential. You go to reports. Again, right now, he's a good player for Vanarama conference sides, and that's from decent judging now, from Leah Lamb, 15. That's going to be around the mark. It's going to be fairly close to that. So he's a good player already for the level I'm at, and he's only 18. And he's got, 3.5-star potential ability, but then he's got the 4-star potential ability with the black gold star. And we don't play attacking midfielder, so don't judge that judgment. If we go to striker, he comes in as equal with Chris McPhee, the guy we signed, the more experienced guy. That's what I mean. He's equal quality, and he's just one of those players that's really, really skillful, if you know what I mean. He's got 11 dribbling, 11 finishing, and 11 first touch, 10 passing, 10 vision as well. Those can improve. So I think he'd be amazing false 9. He's a younger guy with talent. He's a skillful player. So I feel he'll be the kind of player that will step up for us. Also, going to this time, Hazan, he's one of our actual almost last signings, and the rest were loans. After I had hardly any wage left, I just went for loans to add depth to the squad. But anyway, Hassan Bacchus is a player on very cheap wages. I just got him for backup. We were lacking on wages. I thought we can fit one signing though, so I looked for a backup guy. And Hassan Bacchus was one. He's 300k per week, which is really cheap now. Not 300k, sorry. Just, yeah, 300 pounds per week. And he's an interesting one. Like, I'm preferring to play him at centre back. I think that's where I'm training him at centre back. I'm working on his agility because it's only 5. He's not the fastest player in the world, but he's really, really strong, especially for this level. And he's fit as well. He's got 14 natural fitness. That's an important attribute to have. Strength 14, liking that, and tackling 11. So he's going to be backup, can come in left back and centre back and right back if needed. Like if we desperately need. But we've got a good mix of players. And last season, where did he come from? Yeah, he played at Leamington and only played like 6 games, 5 starts. Didn't play too amazingly, but he still was on, Vanarama North. I'm pretty sure I had him scouted and he had high potential. And then I scouted him again, then it was low. I'm not sure if he just had one bad season that affected that, but yeah, I think he can develop a little bit because I'm pretty sure I was pretty confident I had a scout report where his potential ability was higher than his current ability. I'm pretty sure it was him because I saw his strength and that, and I remember his name. He had a face pack as well, looked similar, so it must have been him. Anyway, now we go into the loans. We did sign another free because that's when I released Chas Hemmings when I signed one of the strikers, Johan to Horst from Hull City. But yes, when I signed him, I released Chas Hemmings. That relieved some wages, and I signed Anthony Robinson, which I will go through. But Matt Godden, and he could be a god for us. Look at that. I'm surprised Ebbsfleet would let him go out on loan. Of course, then still Vanarama South, they didn't get promoted. And he scored 18 goals last season, so he was a consistent goal scorer. So I'm surprised they didn't want to keep him, especially with that potential as well. His contract runs out at the end of the season, yeah? They're both 2016. If he does well, might want to sign him. Like, good finishing, decent free kicks, decent penalties. Domination is 14. He's 24, he won't improve too much more, but you can see his potential there as well. He comes in as actually our best-rated striker, equal with Johan to Horst. So yeah, some decent loan signings for our strikers here. He's pretty quick for this level. It's not like overly pacey, but for this level, you're against a lot of slower defenders. That will obviously work in his favour, but he's not weak as well. 9 strength is okay. And yeah, what else? That's about it, yeah? Covering his attributes, so he could be a very good striker for us this season. I do really like the look of him, and you saw his record of goals last season in the league we played in. So again, we've got a signing on loan from West Ham. Goes by the name of Josh Pask. Is a centre-back, a quicker centre-back. Again, he comes in as our best-rated centre-back by far. At 18, I was surprised. I didn't think he was better rated than other players. I thought he was on par maybe with someone like Charlie Wood. But look at that difference rating, and that's a good judgment as well. It's from what's his face? Where am I going? Leah Lamb. He's got potential ability to be a good League 1 or Sky Bet League 1 central defender in the future. But we just have him on loan. But again, another guy we could sign, and look, he's on no wages. So if he's our best-rated centre-back by that far, that's a pretty good deal, isn't it? Because he's got 12 pace, and then he's got the relative attributes for defenders. Heading 12, marking 12, and tackling 12. So I don't expect him, I'm not sure if I should even start him. But, he seems to be our best centre-back off the judgment there, so I'm not sure what your thoughts are on him. Next up, Raheem Shackelford on loan from Fulham. He's a good player. He works for the team. Work rate teamwork is good, which would be good for a complete win back. And he plays 1-2. So, yeah, he could pass it, look for it back, and getting forward down the wing could be very, very important. And his 14 acceleration makes him pretty quick for this level. Of course, only natural fitness of 5, but this guy was the best available for me on a loan. You're paying no wages. It was a bit in between him or another guy, but I feel his crossing as well. His crossing 10 and dribbling 7 they were higher rated than someone else, and also his teamwork and work rate. And then another thing to get him over the line, plays 1-2s, so he can go with that play. And also he can play centre-back as well, and also defensive midfielder if desperately needed. So again, another nice signing, I believe. One of my better signings, I feel here, and important for one of the positions we really need. I know we signed Dan Hart, so yeah, giving away to defensive midfielder. And Dan Hart's good. He's natural in 2 positions, defensive midfield. But the guy I'm going to talk about, look how much higher he is. You're probably going to think he's a superstar. If this Dan Hart guy is rated, 1.5 star, on par with Addlesbury. But this Anton Walks, Take a look at this guy on loan from Tottenham. He's a physical beast, especially for this level. Look, he's 187 centimeters. Strength is 11, and he's got pace of 15, acceleration 13. So he's quick, and he's pretty strong. And aggression 12, again, that will make him a little bit stronger. Heading 12. He's got tackling 9, marking 8. Again, he's got the teamwork. He's going to be just an excellent anchor man and some backup for defense. Like, he's versatile defensively. He can play centre-back or right-back, but he's going to be that defensive midfielder for us, that physical presence. Ideally, anchor man, but if that's not the best role, we'll alter that. But he's got the little bit of afro going on, and he looks like a good player. I'd love to sign him permanently, but again, his potential, good Sky Bet League 1. So that's probably at least at the level of Tottenham letting him go. Like, Tottenham wouldn't want to sign him up again. Like, give him a contract. That's not going to be good enough for Tottenham. So yeah. He's going to come in and be one of our better players this season. And another, like I've been mentioning, this striker, you may be anticipating what he looks like on loan from Hull. Johan Terhorst from Hull City. Again, an excellent striker. He's again on par with the rating with Matt Godden, the other on loan signing. So our two best strikers are on loan. That's the thing. He's quick, 13 pace, not overly quick, but again, like I mentioned, good for this level. His finishing's 12. Composure 9, probably needs to be worked on. Anything else? Technique's 13 as well. That's important to go with the finishing. He can hit some good strikes, and he should show that during games for us. Even though his preseason games haven't been too excellent, he's only scored 1 goal in 4. But he's got a bit of flair as well. Concentration, important to concentrate during the games, not just to slack off, and 11 off the ball. So those are the loan signings I made. And now the final signing after I made those, like I said, after I released Chas Hemmings, I had some wage budget left, and I've gone for Anthony Robinson. A position where you probably don't think I need another player, left back, but because of his potential, and he would come in and look at that on par with Dan Ball, would be good enough. He'd be a great signing even more if we were using a winger, but yeah, it's not to be. But he'll be just an amazing wing back because he is that attacking. And in his development, what are we working on? Yeah, we're just working a complete wing back. For his role, and you look at his potential, and he will be a decent player for Vanarama Conference, of course, the level we are right now, and then he's got the potential to be much higher than that. It could be like League 1. I think it said League 1 potential for him. That's why I went, it said a leading League 1 play. If my memory serves me well, it was leading League 1, so that's pretty high potential. And you can see that through his attributes. He's technically sound. The poor attributes is just penalty taking 3. Heading 2 is a bit disappointing, but he's going to be getting forward a lot. But like his tackling attributes, look at that. Technique 11, passing 8, and even tackling, that's good 8, marking 8. Teamwork and work rate, those 2 again. What else? First touch 9, so good on the ball. What else? Crossing and dribbling, getting forward, that's good. And he's not slow. Like, he's a player that's going to improve, of course, physically, because he's still a young lad. Like, he's got 12 acceleration, 9 pace and 9 agility. He's not the best, but he's got natural fitness 13 as well, stamina, so he'll be good enough for this level. I'd like him to be, like, he seems like a player that should be rated a bit more better for his physicals, for his quickness attribute. He just seems like a player that would be quicker, just by the kind of player he is, like an attacking fullback. But that's just me, and he looks like a guy that will be fast. That's just my opinion. But anyway, that is it on the transfers. Leave your thoughts on them. But of course, we're going to have to see, like, guys that look like good transfers to me. They may not perform, but I'm really happy with them. I'm really happy with my signings. A bit different to what I've done normally. As I've said, I wanted to go for regions, but I don't know why. Compared to like FM14, I couldn't find regions suitable. And if anyone has played at this level, there's a new feature, I suppose you can say, in this year's game. Players, they don't want to relocate. Like, I was looking for some guys from other UK. Like, where are we? No, I probably can't find them because I didn't scout them. Well, I did, but they're like from Scotland and that. From Scotland, Ireland, that kind of stuff. But they didn't want to relocate. They wanted to be a full-time contract, not part-time. Oh, have to say as well, big news. We are professional status right now. They improve that once we get promoted, so that might be a general thing. And see, look at that, Anton Walks coming in as a key player on loan. It's amazing when you can get like so many first-team players that will be key players just on loan. You're not paying him anything, so I'm happy with those deals. But anyway, like I said, we are professional. If I'm, yeah, I'll probably think of other things that happened during the preseason, then I'll talk about them. But yes, it's time to play the first game of the season against FC Halifax. And also, one thing I'll show are expectations, or yeah, what we're expected by the media. We're expected to finish dead last, 24th. So that's going to be hard. And you go to the club, not the club, sorry, board, and we'll go confidence, and you can check Vanarama Conference. It says the minimum expectation is that the team stay clear of relegation from the Vanarama Conference this season. So obviously trying to avoid that relegation, which is going to be the challenge, which I believe we can do. Like, going through the season, I'll probably want to start well and maybe, yeah, put a foot in the door to maybe get promoted. Who knows? Because, yeah, I always have faith in my team and that. But anyway, going to my contract as well. When I ended the season or started this new season, can't remember what point it was, but they offered me a new contract. And I made sure, well, I tried to get it and it worked, a contract till 2020, where I did lower my wage. Because sometimes people say, like, well, I say I lower the wage so we can spend the money elsewhere, even though it's like 100 less than it was, £100 per week. It's not heaps, but it's something at this level. Every penny counts, I suppose you can say. But yeah, people always say when I do that, they say like, you can get fired easier. Like it won't cost a lot to get rid of you. But because my contract expires in 2020, which is 5 seasons from now, the board wouldn't want to get rid of me. So if you go board confidence, they'll say job status, see that's full. It says since it will cost a considerable sum of money to terminate the manager's contract early, his job will be much stronger. So, or job security is much stronger. So that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. So that worked out well, and you can see we are 280 in the red per week. But hopefully, well, unless we release someone else, we won't relieve that. But that's hardly anything. Well, again, it's still something. It's still something at this level. But you take off that extra 100 and something from my contract that it would have been. It doesn't make too much difference, and hopefully we can go on another FA Cup run. And because I did transfers, I'll just do one game in this episode. We'll play the FC Halifax game away from home, and we'll see how we do. So here we are, getting into the first game of the season, away from home against FC Halifax. I'm so excited to test myself. Like, you could go the other way and be scared about it. Playing away from home, your first game here, it could be start of a difficult season of maybe just avoiding the relegation zone. But I don't think that way. I was able to beat teams in this division last year, like in the Cups. Well, there'll be in the FA Cup and then FA Trophy. I was able to beat teams. So I'm confident. I'm actually confident. And because we improved our squad as well, and not to mention change tactic that proved the tactic that did get us promoted in the end. But if this ever was a downside, I don't regard it as a downside personally, because you could get a lot of injuries and a lot of games, as I would like to mention. We've got a game 3 days after this, then additional 4 days after, then 3 days after, and especially when cup games come into it, and we're playing, for whatever reason, it was only 40 games last year. I know someone mentioned that in the comments, but this is a 46-game season, so yeah, there's going to be more games. You can see teams play each other twice, 46 games in total, not to mention the cup games. We are in FA Cup and FA Trophy, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully we can have another good FA Cup run. Maybe we can go, one step further and maybe reach the second round, and the money will be good once again. But yes, we shall go back. But like I said, we have games coming thick and fast, so we're going to have to rotate a lot. So we need a big squad. So I'm content with that. Obviously, the loan signings make the squad look a bit bigger. But yeah, I'm happy about it either way. It's like a fresh attack, isn't it? It's a fresh attack. We've got Godden, Demkev, and Tehorst as the 3 up top. They're technically better than the players we had last year. But to me, and I'm sure you might think the same, it feels wrong to be like putting Noah Keats, David Pratt on the bench, and like JPS on the bench. But JPS, he's definitely one for the future without a doubt. Unfortunately, he dropped his pace attribute by 1 from 17 to 16 in the preseason. That's disappointing. Well, not even the preseason, like before he came back. But he's come off the bench 5 times and scored 5 goals and 2 assists. So he could do that again. He still shows his quickness, and he's got the potential about him. It should say his potential, yeah? Yeah, good Sky Bet League 2 striker. So he's part of that brigade for the future at least, or to get promoted from this division. And Lee Palmer, one of the youth players, will play him we'll put him available for under 18s because he's still 16. And yeah, he didn't do amazing when we played him last season. So you still have to ease him in. And we'll just give number 26 to Anthony Robinson. Wait. Yeah, submit that. And yeah, I was just thinking there, some of you might have noticed that some of the players I offered a few extra years to, that would have been the guys with potential like Demkev. If you're going to mention that, like, yeah, he's got a contract to 2018, like 3 seasons. But that's just because he's got blinding potential. I'm pretty sure he's the one, it said League One potential, leading League One. So he's going to be firing on all cylinders, and he's a good player already. As I showed before, good player for Vanarama Conference sides. So I'd expect that. I'd expect him to star this season in that false 9 position with that dribbling. What is it? Dribbling, first touch, and finishing, yeah? Yeah, first touch, dribbling, and finishing. That are the high attributes. So he'll be looking to dominate, and he's a good passer as well. Pretty solid. So we'll go in opposition instructions, and again, they're applied that way. And because LLM, we'll just let him do the team talks. Actually, no, yeah, we'll ask him and see how he does it on this occasion. Yep, well, one player gaining confidence. A couple guys, or at least one listening passionately. The goalkeeper listened nervously. But yeah, it's good odds. It's good odds for more often than not anyway for LLM to do a good team talk better than me because my motivating's poor and his actually is good. So that's probably the best to do. Come on, Gallinar's still the captain as well. And that guy I talked about in the preseason, or yeah, that we signed, that striker that could play centre mid as well. He's the vice captain with his experience. So we've still got an experienced guy in there, but... a lot of people like to say, like, sign experienced players at this level, but at the same time, really talented youngsters could, like, pass teams off the park. They'll just be too youthful for them and too quick. Passes will be too slick in that compared to, like, if you're playing in slow defenders and stuff. Like, against old guys or whatever, you can pass them off the park. So, see, like, you got Dan Hart in there as well, a player that was touted by Arsenal to sign for them when he was 15. Now to Hurst, Demkev, Godin to finish it off, almost. He almost did. It's a good start anyway. Sorry if it's going a bit laggy or something. I'll try and fix that. Yeah, I just had like virus programs running and that. Oh, got an injured as soon as after I paused it. Not good, but the good thing is we have heaps of players in reserve. We'll bring on... let's bring on JPS. See, that's the thing. We've got a lot of goalkeepers, and I'm not sure why my goalkeeper's on sweeper keeper. It's supposed to be on defend. I might have just changed it by accident, I feel. I just want to check my other formations. See, that one's... I'm not sure. Maybe I just forgot to change it. And away. Goalkeeper, defend. So I shall accept that, and we will move on. JPS, I have faith in you. He comes on looking happy. But yeah, that's a disappointment. Like, I know, yeah, we do have a big squad, so it's not as disappointing, but he's a guy I have hope in. And that's what I'm going to do this season. Obviously, looking to get promoted is kind of, yeah, doing a bit more than we're expected to. So you got to be responsible in these away games. Play on counter, and then you maybe have to take draws sometimes. You can't expect to win every single game. So either way, we'll go aggressively and just say I'm far from pleased. So you can still do that and get a good reaction. But Sakani Simpson at right back is still performing really, really well. I still think he's better than the guys who got on loan. But they are youngsters, and their work rate is high in teamwork, so they could do well. Okay, here we go. To Horst. Marek. Oh, he scores! On debut for us as well. What a signing. And yeah, free signing as well, pretty much. On loan, not paying his wages from Swansea. And he's made a huge impact already. I know we got Jordan Sherman last year, who didn't do too much. But now, look at that. He's set up in all the space in the world. And that, I don't think there was any deflection there as well. That went clean through. Well done. And this is great. We may go defend soon. Robinson whips it in to Horst. Oh, that would have been the perfect start. But you can see Anthony Robinson getting forward, making a good impact. Now JPS. JPS Demkev. Oh, how didn't he score that? And this is what I mean about a younger team. Being too quick for them. What? Yes! 2-0. This has gone perfectly. This has gone perfectly. Could it be possible consecutive promotions. I don't want to get too excited. This is only the first game. But Ward tucks that home. We've had 4 clear-cut chances. That's what I was looking at. They've had none. They've only had 1 shot on target for the whole game. But we've got to be careful here. Not get too excited. Defend this. Gallina. Oh, man. He's the captain and he's prone to errors. Every time I've seen an error like that, it's always come through him. I'm not sure it's just him personally. He's got some poor attributes. I'm not sure. But they just stuff it up. Him and Ward. And that goal we just scored was cancelled out a minute later. That's what I hate the most. I hate that the most out of anything. When you just concede right away. So we'll see. Oh, I probably should have made a change quicker, but it may pay off if we score one. Demkev, Maric, finds JPS. Ah, come on. You've got to be tucking that home. Frankie Arthur's low condition, but he's been playing well. Demkev hasn't been the best. But we don't have another master in that role. What's Tahor's passing like? It's 7 and 8 vision. It's okay. How about JPS? Yeah, 6 passing, 8 vision. Nothing special. Ben Adelsbury to come on, maybe. No, we just go defensive, yeah? Yeah, defend. We'll go the defend tactic. Demkev to come off, and we'll bring on Adelsbury. There we go, perfect. It's set there. Maric might be a better ball-winning midfielder, though. Even though he's the player that scored for us. But, yes, because he can play centre-back, obviously it means he's a defensive kind of player. So he'll play there. And, oh... See, that's the thing. Anthony Robinson is going to be taking Dan Ball's position. And that other guy, Slocum, is going to find it hard. But I'm actually training him as a centre-back because he's got that yellow dot there. So he's another player that can play a couple positions, which we do need for this level with a lot of games coming, as I showed you. So, and we might even just go contain here. All we want to do here is defend. We don't want anything more than that. And we don't need anything more than that. We'll go with a final sub as well. Frankie Artis. There's no one to come on. I wish we could have 7 subs. But at this level, unfortunately, you can't have that. So what was I going to do? Dan Hart's play. Ooh, he's been poor. I'm surprised by that. I thought he was good, like a good young player for us. It's not to be. But we are actually going to bring on Dan Ball to come in. But then we'll bring Ward, who can play defensive midfielder, and Dan Ball can play centre-back. So, we'll put him on the left side. Who would be more better on left side, because he plays left-back. Comes on, look happy. We just need to defend here. And this shouldn't be a goal. It's just a highlight that's going to show because we made a change when there wasn't a highlight, if that makes sense. Oh, no! Ah! Get rid of it! Oh my god! Fuck. I thought that would have been a goal. I just thought there was going to be BS, but... Oh, man. Tahorst. Artis. Back to Tahorst. Oh, had a good chance there. No, no. It's a free kick. No, please don't. Fuck off. This should be 3 points for us. Not a stupid free kick goal. You can't defend them in FM15, especially with crap players. I hate to drop the points on that. But we're going to. Yeah, we're going to. Should have had all 3 points. Oh, I'm so mad about that. But either way, we'll say passionately, I'm happy with the performance. The performance was great, of course. We should have won. We should have won. But at the end of the day, they had more possession and more shots. If we go match stats, they had 2 clear-cut chances. We had 6 clear-cut chances. We killed them in that way. Like, we were winning right to the end. Then just stupid set piece. Ah, that FM scripted stuff, like to bring it back to a more realistic result. Like the team just getting promoted, that's finished, like predicted to finish last, getting a win on the first day away from home. They're not going to let that happen. See, look at that. 2-goal collapse that shouldn't have happened. Matt Godden. Oh, that's like half of the season. Really? Half of the season. Man, I don't want to, like, yeah, send him back on loan, but I suppose he could maybe act as a new signing around January or February or something like that. We'll have to drop him, but that's disappointing. We'll take him off training because there's no use training when you're injured, man. That's just, yeah, that's a disappointment. We'll go on none. But then damn, I had high hopes. Like, he was the guy I was probably most excited about. Like, I thought he could smash in a lot of goals because it was proven last season, scored 18 times and good finishing. But we're going to have to deal with missing him, I suppose. And yeah, that's going to end this episode. We're not going to play 2 because the episode's around 30 minutes already. So I'll end it here. So we've got to go back and think about it. Just forget about, that stupid goal that we conceded at the end. I'm gonna have to just deal with it because that's gonna happen a lot of times this season because we are the underdogs. We're expected to come last, so there's gonna be a lot of results, especially late, that are gonna go against us, like that from set pieces or whatever. Just something I'm gonna deal with. So I'll tone down my reactions. I'll kind of look to expect those, but yeah, you hate when that happens. We've got the next 3 games at home, so we'll look to pick up some points. But I suppose not losing is a good thing. So yeah, if you want to see some more of this series in the second season, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys next time.